commentator right now. The critical drinker, which again I don't fully agree with everything he says,
Remember
but
back in school when you had to do
most
some
of it, yeah.
presentation, only when it got to the day and the other kids started doing theirs, you realized you'd totally misunderstood the assignment and done something completely wrong, so your only option was to hide at the back of the class and just hope against hope that the teacher would forget about you and let you off the hook. Well, that's basically Ironheart for you, a TV show commissioned 5 years ago when the whole let's swap out beloved legacy characters for diverse new alternatives craze was at its obnoxious peak in the MCU, based around a particularly unpopular comic book character from arguably...
I mean, he ain't lying about that, because if you look at the properties that were coming out around that time, they made She-Hulk, they make Hawk Girl or Hawkeye, but like girl version. They made Miss Marvel, but no, that wasn't a male version. I mean, technically in the line of the Marvels lineup, the movie was a female version of Marvel, but that's a different story. Anyways, but yeah, so they did that. So they're going on Ironheart was gonna be the third one. So they're building a female version of the original Avengers. They even did a female Loki too as well. They even did a female Thor, right, with Ragnarok. So it's like they were building that team up, or they're doing that thing up, like the whole female version of the Avengers. And so that's why a lot of people like noticed that right away. And so it's like, okay, yeah, this is not looking good. Like for people, like you saw the viewership going down. It was just a copy, but a female version. That's pretty much it. Like instead of creating a brand new character that has like their own thing, instead of copying another character that already existed, just because you want to continue like their name kind of thing, or like the branding kind of thing. So yeah.
The least successful era of Marvel Comics ever, who did nothing but ride the coattails of her far more popular male predecessor, only with none of his charm, likability, flaws, or character development. It was a show that was basically outdated and obsolete before it was even released, lumbered with a main character that nobody liked or wanted, and the fact that the past several years have been nothing but a slow-moving train wreck for the MCU gradually eroded the fan patience and goodwill that might have allowed a show like Ironheart to scrape by.
It's too late.
People knew this all too well, and they also knew there was no way to fix or avoid the problem, so they did what we all did in that school classroom decades earlier. They went silent and tried to...
Because here's the thing, what they're trying to do is they're trying to create this Iron Man or Ironheart, and really discredit everything Iron Man. Like there's gonna be some references, obviously, with Iron Man and Tony Stark and all that. But like what I'm saying, like within the show, it's like, and within some of the comics, they're trying to discredit, like, I'm a new superhero. I'm brand new. It's something you never seen before. But no, we have seen this before with two people. Obviously, Iron Man and what's it called? A War Machine. And obviously, there's other copies here and there. But those are the two main ones, right? And so they're like, like, what is new? You know, like the superhero persona is Iron Man. You can't change that. The design is Iron Man. So it's like, what? The trailer did not make sense.
To hide, doing their best to bury Ironheart and hope that people would eventually just forget about it and leave them alone.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Well, it turns out you can only hide for so long when you've got hundreds of millions of dollars invested and a contractual obligation to release it sooner or later. So, over the past couple of days, the creaky old Marvel PR machine reluctantly rumbled into action once more, desperately trying to drum up some kind of enthusiasm around the show with barely a month to go before it releases. And today, we got the first official trailer. Are you ready? I'm not sure I am.
Iconic.
No offense, man, but I'm not exactly sure that's a selling point. Damn,
oh, the Black Panther, yeah.
As excited as I feel.
Black Panther was not good.
The air in this elevator will no longer be breathable.
Must have been taco night, I guess. It's okay though, Riri's got a highly technical solution.
Screw this.
Like, really? That's it? Okay, dude.
Fuck.
That's how she did it?
Aye, it takes a real genius to force an elevator door open.
Riri, I see you. Fed up, waiting to be acknowledged for your greatness.
Pull your tongue out of my arsehole, Gary. Dogs do that. You're not a dog, are you, Gary?
I want to build something undeniable. Something
Important?
iconic.
What, you mean like the thing that Tony Stark already built like 20 years earlier? The gist here is that Hooded Justice, or whatever the fuck this guy's called, offers to give Riri the resources and money she needs to construct her new suit of armor, on the condition that she helps him in return. I'm sure that won't have negative consequences.
You've bitten off a hell of a lot more than you can chew. I could chew a lot.
I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
And of course, no MCU production would be complete without
Oh, those the comedy.
Marvel humor.
Ah, yeah.
That on the wall.
Oh, wait, that's Han Solo, by the way. I believe, right? The younger version? Solo?
It's literally above a crate of self-guided missiles.
I'm returning those.
And if all of this isn't a sign of how little confidence they have in this thing, then check out these comments from the producers.
A lot of people think that she's a successor to the Iron Man legacy.
It
In
is.
the comic book, Riri and Tony had a friendship, and eventually she got her own identity.
The story of Ironheart.
No matter, like, here's the problem with these like characters, man. If they want her to be something different, then she should have no relation with Iron Man at all and make a brand new suit that has nothing to do with Iron Man. Right? But why did it connect it with Tony Stark in the comics? Oh, maybe because we needed someone or something, aka a character, to help the cells to have a common ground. No. She's her own thing. She has nothing to do with Tony Stark. While her name is Ironheart, aka Iron Man. I wonder, like, is that big of a difference? Like, you know what I mean? They could have called her anything else, by the way. They could have called her Heart. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's just so dumb. They're like, oh, it has nothing to do with Iron Man and Tony Stark. Like, that's so freaking dumb, dude.
It is not a story about the mantle of Iron Man getting passed. If anything, it's the opposite.
You sit on a throne of lies.
It's not the mantle being passed over. It has nothing to do with it. Like, really? You cannot do that no matter what you do. People will always be like, yo, this is just a copy of Iron Man. Because it is. Like, even though her origin's different or whatever, there's going to be some different storylines, it will always be compared to Iron Man. That's why it's the biggest problem right now with Miles Morales. For the longest time, that's what they call her. That's what they call him, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, not just Spider-Man. Now they're barely doing that, trying to like prove a point. But I'm telling you guys, people did not like Miles Morales in the comics for a very, very long time, and they still kind of don't. It's until the movies they kind of corrected a lot of things and put the best things into a movie. Does that make sense? And yeah, and again, but Miles Morales will always have a problem, especially if they continue the legacy of Spider-Man, aka Peter Parker. So until Peter Parker completely stop making stuff with Peter Parker, Miles Morales will always be Miles Morales. He will never be the Spider-Man because he has the same abilities, same kind of like origin-ish, and same kind of quirkiness and talkative as Peter Parker. That's why it's the problem. If they took everything about the human Morales in some ways, and then give him different powers and different abilities and a different superhero story or a different like superhero persona and like kind of like that kind of thing, he would like not have a big chance to be successful right away, but they could have built a brand new character with a good legacy. Instead, his legacy will always be connected to Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man. That's the downfall of that, pretty much.
Spot the recurring theme here? The one thing they keep desperately trying to hammer home is that Riri Williams isn't just some cheap, lazy DEI replacement for Tony Stark. No sir, she's her own woman with her own personality, and definitely someone you should be excited to see on screen.
I don't think that's true.
Now, call me a crazy drunkard if you like, many people have, but Marvel might have avoided accusations like this if her entire character and backstory wasn't an insecure attempt to one-up Tony Stark in every possible way. Instead of a rich but deeply flawed playboy with a talent for engineering developed over decades of research who constructs an armored suit out of sheer necessity to help him escape from captivity, Riri is a genius teenage tech protege who probably taught herself how to build quantum megacomputers out of Play-Doh Nintendo and old Nintendo consoles when she was still just a fetus. Because really, if there's one thing the MCU needs more of, it's obnoxious teenage girls that are inexplicably amazing at technology.
Why didn't you just reprogram the synapses to work collectively?
Because we didn't think of it?
I'm sure you did your best.
God damn, is that bitch on the rag or what?
Oh my god.
Monique Thorne, the actress playing Riri Williams, really wanted to cement the idea that this wasn't some lame attempt to exploit the legacy of Iron Man. In fact, according to her trusted bro source, Robert Downey Jr. himself even descended from the heavens to this mortal plane to give her his blessing. As if that counts for anything. He's
oh god.
not the God Emperor of the MC.
Also, this is the worst mistake ever, man. I was like, at first, I was excited, right? But then when I really thought about this, I'm like, bro, they could have picked someone way better. This is just a Marvel is desperate for something big, because Marvel has been struggling for years now. This whole new phase after the end game has been struggling. There's some gems here and there, but it's no longer mostly gems and a couple of duds. It's mostly duds and a little bit gems. How about Chuck Thug? Okay, dude.
Anyway, Robert Downey Jr. and I spoke after we wrapped, and he shared some very lovely words about my journey. Come on! Your journey? You've literally been in one movie at this point. A movie so forgettable that most people can't even remember you were in it. That's not a journey, that's a weekend staycation in Grimsby. He told me how excited he was and that he's rooting for it too. I literally got 2 thumbs up. It's really reassuring to know that you're not embarrassing Iron Man. She also couldn't help adding that Riri is just so much better and smarter and more resourceful than Tony ever was.
Oh my god.
She's dumpster diving, whereas Tony Stark was this bajillionaire. What she's able to accomplish is remarkable. Son of a... Oh, real.
Does she not know how he created the first Iron Man suit? Like, no, bro. Bro, he built his Iron Man suit in a goddamn cave, bro. In a cave. With little to no resource while being under watch of terrorists. We're not talking about his lab. We're not talking about his money. No. We're talking about him making a goddamn suit out of effing cave, bruh. And not only that, build his, what's it called? Like this, energy source reactor, we want to call it, like on his body too as well. Like, bruh, are you kidding me?
Tony Stark was. Nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not replaying that same fucking clip that everyone's using to respond to this, but you do get the point here. Right. Tony's wealth and resources counted for absolutely nothing when he was imprisoned in that cave in Afghanistan. In fact, I'd argue that he had even less resources to work with than Riri, because she had all the time in the world to design and refine her suit, whereas he was forced to cobble his together against the clock, with armed terrorists watching his every move. But hey, why let facts and reality get in the way with the narrative that needs
I'm not crazy!
Unfortunately, by waiting until the 11th hour to actually spin it, Marvel have completely lost control of the narrative around this show, and people can now see it for exactly what it is. A cheap, lazy, and pandering attempt to exploit the legacy and coolness of one of the MCU's most popular characters, born from the hubris of a different era when Marvel believed they could do no wrong, and reluctantly sharted out half a decade later into a time when they seemingly can't do anything right. A show that even the creators seem embarrassed and afraid to release, and if the trailer's anything to go by, they probably should be. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Fucking go away now.
Oh my god, bro, I don't get it. I legit don't get it. I don't get the mindset. I don't get the they did it, bro. Here's the thing I don't understand. They did this type of marketing before and it backfired hard. And this is what I don't understand. They did it, not Marvel, but DC did it before with Batwoman. And that commercial backfired like crazy, right? Like, even though they did it in a different way, but like having that close up and say, oh, I'm gonna build something iconic. Like Iron Man's suit is not iconic. right? And then like the Batman woman trailer, they literally did the same thing, but instead she didn't say that. She said, uh, a woman could wear better, something like that kind of thing. And it's like, why they keep doing these shots? People hate these shots. It does not work on a trailer. It makes them people hate the character automatically. It does not work. Stop being stupid. But yeah, let's see. A Black Iron Man already exists. War Machine deserved a show before this character. Yes, I believe they're working on a show for him called Armor Wars, which is a big storyline in the comic books. They were gonna do it into a movie, and then they decided to do a show, and then right now it's like, who the hell knows at this point? Um, I want to build something iconic. Builds a direct copy of someone else's iconic invention. The Iron Man suit is literally iconic. It will be when it fits a girl boss. I mean, she doesn't say that, but that's how like the marketing of the trailer felt like. I was like, bro, that's not good marketing. You're gonna get annoyed. You're gonna annoy the fuck out of a lot of people. As an engineer, I am sick to death to the kid genius building rockets and supercomputers. As a mother of boys and girls, I'm sick of girls are perfect, boys are jokes. Everyone should work hard to be awesome. But guys, remember this show is it's about 2 years old already, because I believe this is worked on since the Black Panther Forever movie, which was a garbage movie, by the way. It has some good stuff here and there, but mostly it was like 70% garbage, 30% okay. And the biggest reason why that movie didn't do as great as the predecessor is because they killed the iconic character of Black Panther, T'Challa. My opinion, they should always they should never retire the character and bring in and continue the legacy of Chadwick with T'Challa and a new actor. That would have been so much better, and the audience would have 100% completely understand. But now, guess what? T'Challa, the character that he fought for to be on screen and hopefully to continue to be on screen, is officially dead. They killed T'Challa, literally, and that sounds really harsh, but like you get what I'm saying. It's like they have no way of bringing T'Challa back now, unless you watch the Black Panther Forever. The ending, there is a way, but it's like it's weird. It's very weird. Um, I bet we'll see Riri turning down Tony Stark's legacy, downplay all the things he did. I believe she probably will, because they're probably gonna make a joke like, "Aren't you just doing Iron Man?" And it's like, "No, I'm doing me," or some shit like that. But yeah, you're like the thing is, like, this show is already fighting a losing battle, pretty much, because this show is supposed to tell you why Ironheart is the best successor for Iron Man, which they're already denying Iron Man. That goes very well with the Iron Man fans, because you want to market towards Iron Man fans. That's like marketing 101. They could have, like, bro, that's the one thing I don't understand. It's like, bro, you want to cater to the Iron Man fans. You want them on your side. That's what you should go for. But no, instead you're going for like, oh, I'm not a successor of Iron Man. I'm me. Like, that's stupid as fuck. Like, if you're gonna do this, at least market towards Iron Man fans, dude. Like, what? Oh my god. All right, I'm done. I'm done. They said they could have brought in Multiverse Killmonger. I mean, they could have. They could have, but it's like, they could have easily done. They could have bring Killmonger when the Hulk did the snap again. I don't know, and they could have made like a bullshit excuse of like, oh, I brought everybody around this time or something like that. I don't know. They could have done something really bullshitty, and people would have been fine with that at that point. But yeah, the multiverse, yeah, it's always a great excuse for sure. Like, I'm telling you, man, it's really bad. Oh, okay, guys. One final comic book